All right, you guys. So now I'm going to do problems 3 and 4 from your review packet. So once again, just remember to pause and try these first, and then play the video afterward and look at how to do it. So this says to solve each system by the substitution method. So remember, substitution means that you are plugging something in for something else, or replacing something with something else. Just like in a sport, when you substitute or make a substitution, one player is going in for another player. In math, what we're going to do is put an expression in for a variable in the other equation, and that's going to help us solve that equation. So looking at this equation right here, y is already by itself. So we're going to use this, y equals 3x minus 7. And we're going to plug 3x minus 7 instead of this y right here in the other equation. So what that would look like is 6x minus 2. And in parentheses, instead of y, we're going to put 3x minus 7, since y equals 3x minus 7. 3x minus 7 equals 12. So that's your first step with substitution, is to substitute or replace one of the variables in the other equation with an expression. So in this case, the expression was 3x minus 7, and we put that instead of y in that equation. All right, so that's kind of the hardest part, is just knowing how to start. Afterward, we're going to use that new equation to solve for x. And it's possible to solve for x now because we have this equation and it only has x in it. These equations were not possible to solve because they have x and y in them, and we don't know what either of those are yet. So to get started, we're going to distribute the -2 by doing -2 times 3x, which is -6x, and -2 times -7, which is positive 14. And then I'm just going to copy everything else down right below. After I distribute, I'm going to combine like terms. So 6x minus 6x. They both have an x in them and they're on the same side of the equation. 6x minus 6x is 0 plus 14 equals 12. And so actually in this problem, my x value went away completely, and I have 0 plus 14, which is 14, equals 12. And that's kind of weird. First off, our variable disappeared. It became 0. Now there's no variable to solve for, and I got something that said 14 equals 12. That is not true. 14 is not equal to 12. What this means is that there are no solutions. So we would just write no solutions for this one. All right, so that is how to do problem number 3. Next, go ahead and pause the video again, and then I will show you how to do problem number 4. Okay, so on problem number 4, we're going to use the same method, substitution. Looking at this, it looks like y is by itself once again. So I'm going to use this expression, 3x plus 1, and I'm going to plug that in for y in this equation right here. So instead of y, I'm going to put 3x plus 1. So that would look like 2x plus 3. And in parentheses, instead of y, I'm going to put 3x plus 1. This is the substitution part of things. And I was able to do that right away because y was already by itself. So after we do that, we are going to once again distribute. 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times 1 is 3. And I'm just copying everything down below. Then I'm going to combine like terms. 2x plus 9x is 11x. Plus 3 equals 25. After I'm done combining like terms, I'm going to start solving this by subtracting 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. And get 11x equals 25 minus 3 is 22. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 11. That gets rid of this 11, and I get x equals 2. So x equals 2. Once I figure out what x equals, I have to remember to solve for y after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this top equation from the very beginning, the 3x plus 1 equals y, and I'm going to plug in 2 for x. Let me do that in a different color off to the side. So let me just make some space, and then I'm going to rewrite that equation. 3x plus 1 equals y. But instead of x, I'm going to plug in 2, since I now know that x is 2. So 3 times 2 plus 1 equals y. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 equals y. 6 plus 1 is 7. So y is equal to 7. And my final answer, I would write this as a coordinate. And remember to do this on your test as well to get full credit, to write this as a coordinate. My x value is 2, comma, my y value was 7. And if you can do this on your test, that is 100% right there. Alright, so I'm going to upload this video to YouTube, and then I will do the next couple problems.